During the week, the U.S. intelligence community believes that China is actively attempting to build a military capable of taking over Taiwan, even in the face of U.S. support for the island, top U.S. intelligence officials told Congress on Tuesday. Differences between Taiwan's status have fueled rising tension between the island and the mainland. Conflict over Taiwan also has the potential to be a flashpoint in the U.S. and China relations. Tensions are rising. Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen, whose party platform favors independence, has rebuked Beijing's efforts to undermine democracy. Beijing has ramped up political and military pressure on Taipei. Some analysts fear that war between the United States and China could erupt over Taiwan. The United States provides Taiwan with defensive weapons, but leaves the question of whether it would actually defend Taiwan unanswered. To analyze these global issues, I am joined virtually by Captain Ohai Ahigbe, retired. Captain Ohai is Public Intel Global Affairs Analyst.
Yeah, it's kind of drama with the world every day, isn't it? If it's not one thing, then it's the other. If it's not a biological threat, then it's an economic or it's a political threat. So there's always something happening. This case, in points, that's Taiwan on the one hand, and China kind of circling around on the other, with the United States kind of with its allies, kind of watching over what's going on. It seems we keep kind of going around in circles, and I'll explain what I mean by that. Now, in the United Nations, you have the Security Council, which basically comprises of 15 member nations, and amongst these 15 are the Special Five, and these five are who we call the superpowers. These are the countries that have the power to veto. And what does that power to veto mean? It actually means that you can take liberties. And we have seen these countries, three of them at least in recent times, that's the United States, Russia, and China, take liberties. Now, go back down memory lane. This is the similar behavior that led to the collapse of the League of Nations. So this will continue to act out, and it will raise the questions again that people keep asking about the veto. How long are we going to be able to sustain the United Nations in its current format, where there are members and then there are special members? It's becoming obvious, I would believe, that there needs to be a much more level playing field for things to kind of work out. The military-industrial complex is also always at play. We have these superpowers who turn out huge numbers, volumes of military hardware every year, and these need to get sold into a market. So again, some of this drama will play out across the country, across the world, and this is one of them. We just kind of have to keep our eyes on it. Now, whether the US will be more actively involved in a possible confrontation between Taiwan and China, it's kind of difficult to say at this point, because we go way back again down memory lane into the 1950s. We saw America going into Korea. We saw America going into Vietnam and actually getting into the thick of it. So sometimes, you start off with a plan, you start out with a strategy, but it's all a strategy. When the firing starts, nobody is actually able to assess how or when this will end. There'll be possible